You're watching The Ugly Inside? Subscribe below.
Welcome to my instant match reaction to Inter Milan 1, Southampton 0. A bit of a disappointing result in which, again, we dominated for large periods. So first of all, let me start with the starting lineup then. I was correct in about 10 of the 11 predictions, so close to predicting the starting 11 if it wasn't for Redmond. Of course, Redmond, Cedric, Targett, Bertrand all didn't travel with the squad, as I offered a few more opportunities for the fringe players. So let me talk you through the starting lineup then. It was Forster, Martino, Yoshida, Van Dijk, McQueen, Romeu, Højbjerg, Ward-Prowse, Tadic along, and great to see Jay Rodriguez to start at the San Siro. So Fonte was on the bench, and McQueen I felt had another great game. Not sure what Ronald Koeman was on about last year, saying that McQueen was not good enough, but he certainly impressed me with the 2 games he's played, offering high energy and bursting up and down that wing all afternoon and all evening tonight, putting in some really decent crosses as well. So perhaps Targett, Bertrand, you've got to look out, lads. So let's get into the game then. First half, not really much to talk about, a bit of a stalemate apart from the only chance that we really created properly, and it was J Rod's shot that was cleared off the line, unlucky not to go ahead in the first half. And throughout the game, Inter didn't really offer anything or any threats going forward whatsoever prior to the break or beyond the break until they got their only shot on target, which of course led to their first goal. So about 68 minutes in, Milan got the only shot on target and led to their only goal, so the team will be bitterly disappointed in the manner that we conceded the goal, and I'm sure the defence will be kicking themselves as well, because it was a low shot that came in, the defence failed to deal with it, and Candreva popping up and smashing it into the top corner, obviously losing Forster's clean sheet, so they'll be disappointed with that. Brozovic was sent off about 15 minutes to go, and we threw everything forward, but we couldn't capitalise. We couldn't take our chances, and we didn't take our chances. Ward-Prowse had a couple of decent shots, one from the edge of the box and a volley right towards the end of the game. Van Dijk was hoofed up front, so we were hoofing balls up to him, but Inter, they soaked up the pressure and held on. Handanovic, you got to say, he made some fantastic saves as well, and like I said, we couldn't take our chances, and I think that's something that Puel will need to address before we travel up to Man City on Sunday. I think this is something that needs to be organised. I'm sure they do well in training every week and every day, but I'm sure this is something they perhaps need to work on a bit more so we can take more chances in a game on Sunday, which perhaps we won't have as many as today or as many as we did against Burnley last week. So I think Man City is probably going to be our toughest fixture and our biggest challenge of the season, obviously going up to the league leaders. But let's get back to the Inter game then, just briefly. So Long came off injured then. He was replaced by Charlie Austin. Hopefully it's not a too serious injury. But Charlie, he didn't quite get into the game, and I'm sure he'll be disappointed with that. Obviously, big stage like San Siro, and he's been hot form right now. He scored 2 against Burnley last week, and his form's been quite hot, like I said. Buffal made his debut, and what a stage to make it on in the San Siro, in Italy, in Milan. I'm impressed by him, by what I've seen on the brief spells that we've seen him in today's game, and the glimpses that we've sseen. You know, I think there's a real talent there. It's a real achievement for the Saints to pull off such a good sort of a potential in this player here. But I think there's real talent, and he made it look easy to get past defenders. Does that remind you of anybody? Maybe. So despite the disappointing result, I'm sure everyone had a great time in Milan. Perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, you know, to see Saints play in the San Siro in Italy, in Milan, and one of the best, obviously, capitals in Europe. So fans, you've got to say, tonight were in fine voice, sung their lungs out, and were the only fans to be heard in the entire ground for large periods of the game. Where was their support, eh? I thought it was meant to be an 80,000-seater stadium, and I think it was only about 50,000 that turned up, and 7,000 of those were us. You know, disappointing result, but let's look ahead to Man City then. Sunday, it's going to be another tough task, but hopefully we can learn from our mistakes from tonight and take the game to City on Sunday. Obviously, the boys will travel back tomorrow. We'll get straight into training probably Saturday morning, and you know we have to take a chance. I'm sure there'll be a bit more rotation again on Sunday for Man City. But let us know in the comments below what you made of the game. Let us know if you are out there as well, and what you think is going to happen on Sunday to Man City. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.